All right, Shalom. Shalom, giving all praises, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the 144,000, the rest of the hopeful elect. This is brother to Zion from GMS Atlanta. Back with another edition of 144 News. Today's date is August 28, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And I have some troubling news, which is good news, because it is a sign of the end of this world. For those that don't think so, you're not in the spirit of prophecy. You're not in the spirit of who you call God. For this world must be destroyed and go out in a bad way before the good can come. So this is something that I talked about yesterday. This is pretty much the only thing I'm going to speak on. This is the only thing worth reporting this morning. Under need to know, Eastern equine encephalitis. So this is the new pestilence after about a week ago, we were talking about the monkey POX, the MPOX, which is the Mpox. But you know how YouTube is, so we got to kind of say certain topics in code. So now we have the triple E. And you notice, within a few weeks, there's all these different reports on these different illnesses. I did a report on the sloth virus. Now we have this new virus on top of the Mpox outbreak, on top of the bird flu, on top of new cases of the C-19, the CVID, the C virus, and they're supposedly getting ready to introduce more maxes, jabs, jump shots, juice, inoculations for the people. And I believe that this one here doesn't actually have any inoculation that you can get. So next week we can see a report on another illness, disease, or virus, spreading. But this is all prophecy. And I spoke on this yesterday, but I'm going to read this here for the sake of the news report, because, this is the second day in a row. Now it's at the top. Because yesterday, matter of fact, I mentioned that they put it down at the bottom of the 144 news report. And then this morning, through the Spirit, it's the very first headline. So this is something that the Lord wants us to see. So this is on the need to know. It says a New Hampshire resident has died after being infected with the rare but often deadly mosquito-borne virus. Born, not like born in birth, but born as in carried. Like malaria is pretty much a mosquito-borne virus or illness. It says the first such death in the state in 10 years and the first in the U.S. this year, officials confirmed yesterday. The EEE, the triple E virus, has put a handful of communities on alert. Massachusetts reported its first human case since 2020 last week. So this has been a case before. All right, with at least 10 counties in the state at higher critical risk of triple E. Those communities have restricted outdoor activities and closed public parks from dusk to dawn. So pretty much a curfew. Well, it's really like another shutdown, you know, like a light restriction, light shutdown, a light curfew is put in place. Which, you know, if there is something deadly out there, you know, you don't want your citizens to panic or get infected, you know, you should shut certain things down, you know. The scripture talks about in the law, when someone has an illness, you know, you put them in quarantine for a certain amount of days, you know. It says to put them outside the camp. So this isn't wrong. It's just that there's a new boogeyman out there. It says 3 people have also been infected in Vermont. Okay, so now this is see yesterday it was just this one person in Massachusetts and a couple of towns in the state that was alerted. Now they're telling you that they have 3 new cases throughout the New England area and now Wisconsin. Now it's all the way over in Wisconsin. Okay? So now we're seeing things ramp up here, escalate here. It says 3 people have also been infected in Vermont, New Jersey, and Wisconsin. View all data here. The triple E virus is only passed onto humans through mosquitoes and isn't transmitted between people. Symptoms appear 4 to 10 days after a bite and include fever, body aches, vomiting, and fatigue. The virus can also cause neurological conditions. No shots or treatments for the root condition exist for humans. Roughly 30% of infected people die. See the difference between mosquito-borne viruses like triple E, West Nile, and malaria here. Yeah, I mentioned malaria, right? Now, in 2025, right, there's a report that's come out, and I did a video on it last night, dealing with Kamala Harris, and, I believe she was speaking in code or cryptically, but you know, it kind of slipped. But then, you know, she said on purpose. Anyway, basically she had mentioned, and this was years ago. It was what, 3 years ago, 2020. She had mentioned. It's going on 4 years now, but she had mentioned how the 2020 C virus, the C19, had unalived 200 million people, about 220 million people in America within like 6 or 7 months. And even, you know, brothers and even the apostle was like, nah, you know, that doesn't sound right. But then when the report came out, it came out a few days ago, but brothers started doing videos on it yesterday, about a day or 2 ago. When that report came out, it mentioned about that by 2025, 68% of the U.S. population would be laid even with the ground. I'll say it like that. Okay, be unalived. So when I did the math, based on the population of the U.S. and taking away 68%, you get that 220 million people. That's that 68%. So I said, oh, now it makes sense. Okay, so it was really a message for the future, which proves that these people in public office are insiders to the plans of the elites, you know, and they say these things before, you know. So she's a this woman Kumquat, they call her Kumquat Harrison, is a witch. Okay. So anyway, let me get this because it mentioned about the other cases. So this is from the CDC official website. So whatever information I bring out here, you know, that they might want to censor. Hey, well, that's a personal problem because this is the facts. No need to fact check this. So it says data and maps for the EEE. It says key points. EEE is a nationally notifiable condition. Cases are reported to CDC by state and territorial health departments using standard case definitions. So let's look at the current data for this year, 2024. And when you look at that data here, it says total human cases in 2024. There's 4 of them. Neuro human disease cases, I guess neuro and virus. Anyway, four cases, and then state reporting human disease cases in 2024. For the triple E is 4. So it's 1 in each state. Okay, and here's a map here. So yes, so you can see 1 in Vermont at the top, right under that you have Massachusetts, which is 1 case. Down in New Jersey, the bottom right, in turquoise, you see 1 case. And then spreading towards the west, over the Great Lakes, you have Wisconsin with 1 case. So, you know, we'll see where this goes. We'll see where this goes. All right. Here's another map here of the different counties. Non-human activity along the East Coast and down south. But they have those 1 or 2 cases that are popping up. That's being reported. So they say. And this is all according to the CDC website. So let me get a scripture, because these prophecies are manifesting themselves. Let's get no, let me get the main scripture. Let me get the main prophecy. Matthew 24, signs of the Messiah's return, whose true name is Yahushua. Okay, Yahushua is returning back. And this is letting us know this chapter is letting us know what's going to happen before he returns. So this is Matthew 24 and 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Let's look at the word pestilence. The word for pestilence It's loimos, which means pestilence, pestilent fellow, pest, plague. Right? A plague. What is a plague? A plague is a contagious bacterial disease characterized by fever. Yeah, they say you have flu, fever symptoms, and delirium. Plague, underneath, disease. Right? So an illness. Okay? There's an illness. So basically, an illness, a disease, a virus, that's what a pestilence is. And it's going to be spreading in diverse or different places. Okay, let's get that word diverse. Kata. The Greek word there is kata. Got to get into these different languages to understand the Bible. Okay. See, show outline of biblical usage. Down from, throughout, according to, toward, along. So throughout different places, there's going to be a pestilence, which are diseases or illnesses, viruses or sicknesses. Okay? Anyway, right? And we know that the word diverse means different. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let's look up. Okay, the New King James Version. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. Okay? Now, these different versions take out the word pestilence. All right, check this out, the HNV. But it's in the Latin. But the HNV says, for nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines, plagues, and earthquakes in various places. So that's what we're reading about. Like I said, from this year, the CVID is making its rounds again. Different strands, so-called mutating. Then you have the bird flu being found in humans, infecting humans. Then the mpox spreading throughout Africa, and there's a global emergency because I believe it was found in Sweden. So now it's a global health emergency. Now you have, then the sloth virus, which was spreading amongst different zoo animals, wild animals, which can infect humans. And then now you have this triple E equine virus, which is now spreading throughout the United States. And like I said yesterday when I did the report, okay, I did the report that it was only in one place, okay? In one place. It was just in Massachusetts, It It was just in Massachusetts, and now it's in 3 more states. So we'll see how many cases pop up within the next couple of days. You know, you read this and you forget all about the mpox. You know, that was last week. So now this is this week's new plague. Anyway, so I hope this is edifying. All praise goes to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.